Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. All right, we're here, and I guess. Wait, what do you think we're doing right here?
Hacking?
Yep, that's about right. But first, we need to install something, and we're gonna install one of the weirdest things ever to use for hacking. Everyone's done, like, everyone has gone for Kali Linux. Maybe I should just go for Kali Linux. I don't know whether to go Kali Linux or Arch Linux, because everyone's like, I use Arch, by the way. I don't know why they say that, but they say that.
Is it a big deal?
It's a meme, but it's because Arch Linux has such a high learning curve that it's insane. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how to explain it. It is way out there when it comes to learning curve. But it's mostly because the entire setup is customizable, so you can have it tailored to whatever you need to do. It's not like all in one package that you can just throw together and get started. But it's mostly made for advanced users. That's why.
So
If
what did you say? I'm sorry.
Basically, Arch Linux is for the advanced users of Linux. If anything, you can start off with Arch, but you just know you're going to be taking longer to get everything done.
If you did the other class, that takes longer.
Yeah,
Linux?
Linux is like Arch is Linux, Kali is Linux. There's different distributions of Linux. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different custom operating systems built on Unix, which is built on Linux, which is a form of Unix, but I'm not gonna go there. That's just higher. That's just a high level term of it.
So are we watching videos about it?
We're gonna go through a guide of setting up a Linux operating system because in order to start hacking, you need something to hack with. You need tools. You definitely need tools. And honestly, I was going to get into doing mobile hacking, but I think we need to start with the basics first. That being said, I figure we should start with Kali Linux. It's just gonna be simple enough. Actually, we could do all three, but I'm not gonna go there. All right, and I think the best way to start is a virtual machine. So let me see if we can bring up the screen. Just gonna bring up the screen. All right, here we is there, and let me just slide you. I don't know why I'm just a stickler. All right, so that being said, all right, so I got the guide on one screen and I need to bring up, I don't know. You can use, there's different virtual machine softwares you can use. Because you don't have to have a physical machine to be a hacker. It's actually better to use a virtual machine just so you can, it's quicker to shut down. It's a controlled environment. And you don't have to use as much resources to get things done. You can simply just do something called a screenshot and just back up everything just in case everything fails. Especially good for beginners. So I say the best thing for beginners is not Docker, it is not VMware, it's more VirtualBox. And on top of that, it's easy accessible. VirtualBox is free. It is definitely free. So hold on, let me see about that. 1 second. Just bring up VirtualBox. And I didn't know they even changed the logo. It's crazy.
I didn't know that either.
Definitely tell it's been a while. Because I already have a whole bunch of operating systems put together. You can ask my family; they can't stand it. Especially, was it Tori's mom? Especially my mother-in-law. She's definitely doesn't understand why I need so many different operating systems. Hey, everything there's something built for anything. You can make SIF workstation for forensics. You can use remnants for reverse engineering. You can use Kali Linux for penetration testing. Or honestly, I just thought about it. Oh, good lord. Oh, the editing involved. I think we should start with Parrot OS.
Oh,
Now I just thought about it. Parrot OS. I forgot all about that. It's built on something called Debian, which is a simpler OS. It's built on Debian, just like Kali Linux, but Kali Linux is a little more advanced to use and a little more dangerous to deal with based on the results you can get out of what you can do with it.
wow, that's actually sounds really good.
All right, so that being said, I know we just need to. All right, go get some cheese. I don't know, for some reason she just loves eating. No, I'm good. Uh, I'm sorry, guys. Cheese is not my thing. Cheese is not me. All right, she needs her glasses too. I should have put glasses on her too. I didn't think about that. But normally she doesn't wear glasses unless she's hacking, of course. As you can tell, I actually got the attire for it. I know it's stereotypical for a person to be dressed up as a hacker and 1 second, I'm actually trying to open this cheese for her. I don't know why. It's difficult, but there you go. Okay, that's a weird looking cheese. I wish I could take a picture of this. It's weird. Oh dear, say that. Never mind. All right. No. Do not apologize. All right, we got Parrot OS. Right? Yep. You can just go to the website. You can just Google it. Simply Google it. Look, you know what? Let me show you for myself. Show you for yourself. Just Parrot OS is a simple Google search away. That's all you need to do. Just give it a second. Yep. Parrot security. Done and done. I just realized something. 1 second. Yep, exactly. It's a parrot. Perfect. Yep. Parrot security. It's easily accessible. It's free to download. And it's great for beginners. It is so great that this place called Try Hack Me uses it on a normal basis for their beginners machines. And that's because it's great for every operation. Just like I said, it's tools for every operation. You got over 600 tools to work with. Even Hack the Box uses it. Hack the Box is another website you can use for hacking things legally. I said it. Legally. Yeah. You can also, as an advanced user, which I'm going to tell you later, well, I could just tell you now. Advanced users can go to something called VulnHub and find your own vulnerable machines to hack yourself. But it's best to start with those websites so you can at least be aware of what you need to do first. You need to have the skills, not only the tools to do this. But anyway, of course, you just start with a simple download of Parrot OS 6.1. You get it live, you get it virtual, or actually, you can just get it virtual. You don't need to really install it. If you get it live, that's best for you if you want to use it for, if you want to just have it on a random machine, you could just boot off a flash drive and you don't have to run it off the regular hard drive. You can just have it run directly off the flash drive and just go. Especially good for any quick assignment or whatever, or if you're doing a if you're trying to do a penetration test or an ethical hacking assignment, I'm just gonna say assignment because it could be either professional or you could be doing it for a course. But if you do a hacking assignment and you want to be quick and easy, you don't want to be detectable or not really detectable. If you want to have not any traces of any of your steps, and it'll just go back to normal as soon as you boot into the original operating system for your original computer. If you didn't understand that, I can definitely go back over that in a different video, in depth, of course. All right, so you can even choose between home and security. And of course, it's a special purpose operating system. You can even get the home one if you just want to get something with just normal Linux look and feel. If you just want to just get started in Linux before even getting into hacking first, you can start with home and then go back to security after that. You can run it directly off Wi-Fi or on an Ethernet cable. If you're trying to do any sort of wireless penetration testing or any wireless hacking, it's actually recommended you probably use an external Wi-Fi card. You can find them on Amazon. Easy to find. Well, that's the thing. Usually you have to have your own hardware to install in. It's not like Windows where you could buy it on the machine straight out of Walmart.
Really?
Yes. It requires a little more computer knowledge to learn Linux, but people don't realize Linux is around you everywhere. You name it, Linux could be there. From yes, Linux is in at least every Android device has Linux in it. Yes, even the ones I'm literally using as a side note, just a little tangent. I'm using 5 different monitors, but they're all phones and tablets. 2 of them are phones, one's a tablet. They're all running on Android, which is a version of Linux. If you have a smart TV, it's running Linux. You see an ATM at the bank, it's running Linux. If you have a car that's running some sort of software for navigation or any sort of software for even especially a Tesla or something like that, it has Linux too. Oh, I forgot, for you gamers out there, if you're using at least a PlayStation or a Nintendo Switch at this time, that is Linux. Do name Linus Torvalds or Linus Torvalds, whichever way you pronounce it. Thank him because he built over more than half the web servers from one operating system. This guy was a genius and didn't even know it. And all he wanted to do was solve his own problem, and he solved a problem for millions of people. Anyway, that was a tangent. It was longer than I expected, but yeah. Anyway, yes. We're running on an AMD 64, which means we're using a regular PC. If you're using an ARM device, or a smaller PC or something like that, that's when you would use the ARM 64. But if you have a normal Windows PC or a normal MacBook, our AMD 64 may be the way to go. All right. And of course, you get the security edition. You can download it using a torrent, or you can download it using directly from the server itself. I'm gonna get it directly from the server itself because I trust these people. Parrot security is very trusted. Because I know there's some people out there who are very skeptical when they first get into hacking, because automatically they think criminals. You don't have to be a criminal to be a hacker. I cannot stress that enough. Let's see. This is gonna take a while. Most likely, I'm gonna have to skip through most of this anyway. I'm definitely gonna fast forward this. So that part, I'm gonna have the video edited just to go faster. It's gonna go, and then it's gonna come through. Because I'd rather download it in real time, honestly. Just so you know what you're dealing with. So I have 20 minutes left, and it's 7.6 gigs of data. Yep. And actually, I can just hit pause. See you guys in a moment. We're back. I think we're back. Oh gosh, come on. I don't know. It's not it. It's me. It's like the tracking sucks. But hey, beginnings. All right. Really? What now? Let me sit further back. Is that what it is? I'm going to cut all that. I think everything is fine. Good news. The security OS is ready. It is ready. What you just do is pull this up. Likely, I know it's going to tell me something. Come on. That's it. Now, all right, it's definitely got the source for me. This, of course, is reading it first. All right, and if it's reading an appliance, it's going to take this long. We'll be back again, and I guess we're back again. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to let Tori dance while I do this. All right, finish. I think it's done. Do you agree with the terms? All right, it's importing it too. All right, and it looks like since it's importing the appliance, it's going to take even longer. So, all right, we got it to work. So, all right, I say the best way to start is you may have different specifications for your system, different specs to be short, but I say start with this for the RAM. Start with 4 gigs of RAM and 2 processors is good enough for me. If anything, just to handle all this to get this video done, I'd rather keep it at that. Honestly, I might even take it lower. You can even take it over to the 2048. That's just bare minimum, honestly. But it'll keep everything stable just for the sake of demonstration. All right, I'm gonna get this up and going. Just give it a moment. All right, it is starting up. There we go. Already booting. Already installed. Just put into a virtual machine just for your convenience. You don't even have to leave Windows. Think about that. Fancy. All right. Cool. All right, still starting up. And now, it said on the website, the login and the password was Parrot. Now, let me see. Don't you run from me. Oh, it jumped to a different screen for some reason. 1 second, everybody. Let me just bring this over. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but hey, having fine monitors may do that to you. Nope, get back up here. That's it. No, I'm going to fast forward through this part, I swear. All right. This is the desktop of Parrot OS. Just to take you through the rundown, it already has a few programs installed. All right, and first things first, you're gonna have to run with updates. People always say, "Oh no, I hate updating." You better update. From Windows to Linux, you need to update. Now that's backup, but yes, you should also back up too. Backup in case you lose everything, but update in case you want to stay up to date. Because if you stay up to date, there's viruses and threats that you can get rid of, or at least avoid. That's the word. There are viruses and threats you could avoid. There are different improvements in performance stability that can be improved on your operating system as well. So you constantly get all these updates. You don't have to do it immediately, but just pick a weekend. Maybe once every 2 weeks or a month, and just update and back up consistently.
Please do.
I'm also saying it to my fellow VTubers, please. I have lost so many books. I have lost so many songs. I've lost so many models. Look, I literally do music production and I write books too, as well as practice hacking too. But you will lose everything if you don't back up. You would not believe the things that could happen to you. One day your hard drive can just die. That has literally happened to me. Even solid state drives. I don't know what happened, but I think the power went out and I turned back on the desktop. Next thing, poof, nothing. It was nothing. And then there's that. Now that we move on, all right, it's asking me, do you want to check for updates? You say yes. I do not skip on that. If it takes a while, I'll skip through it. The password is Parrot. Yep, it is going. It is literally, this is the command line interface, better known as, yep, right here. That's called command line interface. Over here is called graphic user interface. There is a difference. But for short, they just call it the GUI and the CLI. Depends on what, if you're a beginner, and I can say most computer users need a GUI, something that moves with a mouse. But if you're an advanced user or you're really trying to work around things that the kernel, they have to get through the kernel and make some shortcuts and things like that, a command line interface is not that big of a deal to learn. It may take longer, but depending on what you're doing with your life, it's worth it. All right, it is still installing. Of course, it's going to take a bit of a while. It's saying a minute and a half, so that's not bad. Oh, skip to 56 seconds. I called the update break. Dance break. Oh, I know I'm cringe. Whatever. I don't care. I love this stuff.
I know you do.
It's just going to be a little bit longer. In the meantime, I think we can still check on some applications. It's things for different parts of the hacking experience, I'm pretty sure. Of course, you got stuff to stay anonymous. Non-surface, like this thing called Tor. It's basically for private browsing. It does something called onion routing, which I can get into later if you ask. Basically, it just throws your identity into a whole different location. That's good for two things. To hide, as in anonymity, that means hiding, or for circumventing around certain websites of any type. You know what I'm talking about. That's both the clear web, the adult web, and then the dark web. It's good for all of that. It's painstakingly slow based on most people's opinion. So don't think you just use this for regular surfing all the time. Most situations, it's best to just use this for either specialized reasons or there's really a website you need to access or really want to access, but you can't based on certain regulations. That's what it is. So next, of course, we have cryptography over here. If you need to encrypt something for different reasons, you can. All right, of course, you got this. Yes, Linux has its own Office products and they're all free. Take that, Microsoft. All right, of course, we got graphics if you want to do any sort of, no, first, I'm sorry. I missed internet first. Of course, you got the browsers that you can use, including the Tor browser, the one and only. Next, you have the graphics, which means you can do GNU, which is similar to Photoshop in a way. You can use it. It's like Paint and Photoshop a bit combined, a little bit of Publisher combined in it too. That's good. You got sound and video for your your media players, your video editors. You got your sound system, and you have, of course, your desktop recorder down here. Of course, you have your games. You start off with Xboard, but there's also different games. You can also use Steam. If you're a gamer, you can use Steam on Linux. Probably not best to do in a virtual machine, but if you install it on a system you're not using or one that you have off to the side or whatever, you can still use gaming on Linux. It's not going to be as, what's the word? It's not going to be as widespread as Windows. It's not going to be as versatile as Windows when it comes to how many games you can play. It's going to be quite limited. Most of it's going to be like indie titles and lesser known titles. Anyway, moving on. Of course, I'm going to skip pen testing because I'm going to save the best for last. We're going to have programming, which means getting that's an independent development environment. I hope I got that right, but it's an IDE for short. You also got a database browser for SQLite, and also you got VS, which means that's another IDE. It's a great code editor. VS Code to me, and VS Codium in this case, is one of the best code editors you can use as a programmer, especially as a beginner. I've used it for learning Python and JavaScript, of course. So far, those are my two favorites. But anyway, moving on. You got the normal system tools that you need. You got the HTOP and the system monitor to check on everything to make sure you're using the right resources. You got the bleach kit, the bleach bit. Now, bleach bit, I'm not sure, actually. I'm letting you guys know I don't know everything. Bleach bit sounds more like it would. There it is. Free space and maintain privacy. That might be. Hold on. Let me just take a good look. Hey, there's nothing wrong with doing your research on the fly. But I'm just letting you know that when you're in IT, of in any type of IT field, I'm letting you know right now. Google it. We don't know everything. We do not. I surely don't. I don't. But also, while you're at it, don't believe everything on the internet when you do the research. Look in with more places than one and don't just trust Google. Google's based on how many things people have all agreed to be true. It doesn't mean it's necessarily is true. You just need to find the same truth in maybe 5 places at least. 3 minimum. I always go for 5 just to be, I just love going in 5s. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I got Tori waiting anyway. I'm gonna leave it at that. Next thing is, don't fall off the chair now. All right, that's connected to Tor. That's Onion Share. It's the same thing as Tor as well, but it's a little more lightweight to me. It's a little more lightweight. Less features to tell you the truth, but you want to stay anonymous on the fly, Onion Share is good. Anyway, checking over here too. Just a normal Google search. No, wait. See, look, guys, I cannot spell. Like, 1 second. I'm telling you guys, if I can do this, so can you. By the way, I may be a bit all over the place just to let you know. I do have both autism and ADHD. I don't know why VTubers seem to have it. That is a common thing amongst VTubers. It's killing me. I don't know why we're all like that. For some reason, we all seem to be neurodivergent. And just to also let you know, my wife may be asking me, Tori right here, might be asking me many questions because she's also has a learning disability of her own. She's what they consider, politically speaking, it's intellectually disabled, but what's the word I'm looking for? I know all you gamers out there heard of the R word as an insult, but we literally take it as an insult because that's what's going on. No need to be ashamed. We are who we are. But that's also, again, letting you know, if we can do this, so can you. All right, back at it again. All right, stay signed out. All right, because, again, this is just to stay anonymous. All right, see, speaking of which, ADHD just kicked in. I lost my path. What were we doing? No. We're like, Lord. I was looking up Bleach Bit. That's it. Woo! Lost it. My brain went blank. Yeah. Bleach Bit. Let's go. All right, it's asking me to download it, but you can free cache, delete cookies, clear internet history, shared temporary files, delete logs, and discard junk that you didn't even know was there. Sounds good enough to me. If they have that for Windows, I'm taking it. Wait, do they have that for Windows? Is it only for... Yes. Is it also for Mac OS? I use Mac OS too. Yes, to me, people always have a certain preferred operating system. Not me. I think that is very stupid. If you need something for a certain thing, use it. If you're creative, I don't blame you for using Mac OS. If you're a gamer, definitely use Windows. That's the first choice. And if you want something that's more free, flowy, versatile, and less likely to be prone to viruses, Linux is in. All right. On a side note, I use Arch, by the way. All right, let's see. So Linux, Microsoft Windows, size is small. I guess that's the picture of it on Windows, I believe, because I can tell by the way that interface, that definitely looks like a Windows version. But anyway, not to get off track. 1 second. Excuse me. Don't need that right now. It is still 20%. Are you kidding me, man? But then again, it makes sense. It's only 2 gigs of RAM, so I'm gonna have to cut through this part. Tori's trying to hang in there. It's not a late night, but I can't say it's a late night. It's just late for her. I don't know what it is. She seems to go to sleep at 9 o'clock. I could be up to 3 and 4 in the morning and still get up at 7. Well, not, well, we're on a weekend 7, but well, kind of. But now that I say that, that was kind of an impulsive thought. Anyway, I could get up, maybe I could go to bed at 1 and get up at 4. That's during the weekday, but whatever. All right, here we go. It's still unpacking Flatpak. Flatpak's a distribution system, by the way. But anyway, it's basically like for distributing software. It's different from what you normally use, which is called apt. Say Flatpak and Snap, they're a good choice. Very good choice. All right, Tori's got to step away for a moment. Anyway, maybe I can drop her out of here. I'm not sure. No. She'll be back. Oh, but I'll get back support. No, I'm good. Maybe because my back, I don't have a back to this chair. Free. I don't mind. I think it makes sense. So I don't know how long we've been going so far. I don't even have a timer on this, so whatever. That's kind of weird. Oh, no, 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 no. Touch it. Unless I use the remote one here. But whatever. Thank you for that. All right. Ooh, it is hanging in there. Wait, now that I see the resource usage. See, people? Like, this is what I meant by bare minimum. This is using 2 processors and it's going haywire. And I think it's literally all at the, it's almost at the maximum. I think it's literally, I didn't put any swap on this. Did I put any swap on this disk? Well, probably not. It makes sense. I'll do that. I'll definitely add a second drive for a swap later in VirtualBox. If you want me to teach you how to do that, just let me know in the comments below on when this goes uploaded on YouTube and anywhere else for that matter. If any places this posted on social media, just let me know. We're everywhere. I'm telling you that. All right, 28%. But should we? I think we should do a quick pause. We'll be right back when it's finished. Sheesh. This thing's at 99%. It's just stuck there. Hopefully it gets through it. I hope it really does. Come on, man. Come on. Now, while still going through the rest of that, now we should be able to get down to first. We were in the system tools so far. Which is the file manager, the package installer, the Gpart, things like that. Gpart it's for making partitions, which we should for Gpart we should get into later. Which it's simple enough, but I know I'm gonna be using Gpart to make a swap drive, which is good for caching data on very low RAM systems. But anyway, systems with very low RAM. That's it. On systems with very low RAM. Anyway, and last but not least, we have accessibility. Universal access is basically like the accessibility menu. It's not much there, but you got the on-screen keyboard, and you have enter text without a keyboard, which, again, that's something else I don't know about. Oh, I just accidentally clicked into the control center, but I guess it just has all the normal menu stuff, of course. Administration, hardware, internet network, look and feel, for personalization, changing your theme and things like that. Convert applications, that's good. Good to go, good to go. Nope, I'm not going to change any of that. Oh, it looks like it's finishing up. Out of the way, calculating upgrade. Oh, I may have to do auto remove. Anyway, it says enter to close. All right, I guess that's it. Yep, all updates are complete. And just to make sure, I'll at least be able to show you guys actually how to update using the command line interface again. All right, so in that case, it's probably just normally update permission denied. So that means we need to do super user do or sudo depending on how you want to pronounce it. People pronounce it differently. As an aptitude update. Ooh, cannot spell to save me. All right, all packages are up to date. Clear. Ooh, that's clear. Nope, still not clear. Exit. All right. Last but not least, the things we're gonna show you for I might even put in a little timer thing to skip you guys to this part. So over here, let me just move myself over. I just realized that. 1 second. Now it makes more sense how you do it. Now anyway, all right. This is the last thing we're gonna do, and let's look at the actual pen testing tools. Yes, there are hundreds of them. I am telling you that. But I'm pretty sure there's some I know off the top of my head. Like Nmap for mapping networks. Yep, the network mapper right there. That's it. Great tool to get started when you're doing information gathering. So, Metasploit. I'm pretty sure it has Metasploit console. That's it at the top right there. Metasploit's basically to find vulnerabilities and things like that. Same thing with Armitage. It's all the same thing. Metasploit, that's all the same on that case. All right, of course, you got Aircrack NG for cracking Wi-Fi networks. Please crack responsibly. Please. And when I say crack responsibly or do anything responsibly when it comes to exploit, let it be things you have permission for. You need explicit permission. When it's from a company, it should be a contract. And if it's something of your own, make sure you build it and it's closed off. Cannot stress that enough. All right, AirPlay. Wait, there's literally something called Anonymous System Scanner. They literally called it ass. Yes, they did. And anyway, and the bad part is I can't look that up without some sus stuff coming up. Not that many of you would be complaining. Anyway, of course, we got Hashcat, things like that. Jumping through, we got John the Ripper, which is a password cracker. We got old Wasp. You even got Power Exploit, which is for PowerShell exploits, obviously, through the name. Let's see, SMTP check. Star Killer, which I have never heard of. Is that PowerShell and Python's post-exploitation agent? That's good. One less thing. Now, that being said, we also have Wi-Fi Honey. It might be a honeypot. That makes sense. Yep, that's exactly what that is, because you're creating a fake Wi-Fi access point. That is a honeypot. Yes, this is good. Alright, that should be about everything that you need off the top. I'm trying to remember if I got everything. I'm moving a little bit faster than I should, but that's just to make for the sake of time. I'm pretty sure I'll do a part 2. If you need more information on all this stuff, I can definitely do a part 2. Gonna require some research and a few other things. Burp Suite, yep, there we go. That's another good one. And there's also Better Cap. Autopsy is one of my favorites. I don't know what it is about. How to explain it? Computer forensics and incident response is one of my main things. I don't know what it is about it. I've loved it for years, to the point where many people don't understand why. Mostly for me, it's like the puzzles of gathering information out of either dead drives, dead hardware, bit by bit encryption, things like that. To me, that was interesting. It's like being a detective and you're the forensics person for the computers. But there's also a law part of it where you have to explain everything that happened in a court session. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But anyway, so far so good. Of course, you got your favorites in case you want to add some here or there. And oh, would you look at that? I didn't even have to remember the password file. Would you look at that? It's right there for you. You can change it yourself if you want to make your own system out of it, or you can build your own custom system. That's if you're an advanced user. Please get yourself to that point. Anyway, again, before you even unless you can do this through this, if that's one thing you can do. I'm sorry, I'm babbling. You can circumvent the free part of the, well, not the free part, but the paid part of Hack the Box and Try Hack Me, to name a few. You can use this system using their VPN to access their machines. The reason why I say this is you don't have to pay for that premium subscription for way too long. If you don't know what you're doing or it's just not working, I say by all means pay them. They deserve it. They have done a great job building those systems for you. But if you can, build your own tools. Do it. There's even people who have programmed their own tools and they teach other people how to use them. They're great. They're out there. Just do your research. There are a few of them. Anyway, but for now, we're just going to stop right here. We're definitely going to come up with some new stuff later. And if you guys actually like that video, please like, comment, subscribe. And let us know any feedback as well, because I know this is our first major video, and I know it's a little bit all over the place. Do forgive me for that. Other than that, though, I'm Ty. This is Tori.
Bye.
We want to say have a good one. We'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any suggestions for any sort of cybersecurity or a general or even general tech, let me know. Definitely let me know. I'm really into it. I've been itching for years to get some of this knowledge out. I'm almost going insane. All right. Have a good one. Peace.